This is the plaintiff, Philip. He says the defendant, his neighbor, waters her side of their common fence, and now the thing is rotting out and she refuses to stop. He had to fumigate the fence to get rid of termites. He had to repair the sections the defendant ruined. And he's here suing her for the $9,609.80 he's owed. This is the defendant, Elizabeth Riley Baruch. She says she waters her lemon tree, not the fence. Who would water a fence? She thinks the plaintiff is COVID crazy, has nothing to do, and there are no grounds for this lawsuit. She's accused of an H20 Faux-Pas.
All parties, please raise your right hands. People's Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Marilyn Leon is now presiding. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Okay, Mr. Phillip, you're suing your next-door neighbor, Ms. Baruch, for over $6,000 in damages that you say you have sustained to your common fence, I guess. What's going on?
The fence is rotting due to the water damage that was caused on the part of the fence that was watered, and then termites got in, and what I did was repaired it, but that part of the fence needs to be replaced. So that's what the charges are for.
Can I ask you, whose fence is it? Is it your fence or is it her fence?
It's a shared fence between her and I.
Okay, and when was the fence put in?
Approximately 10 years ago.
And when it was put in, did the two of you split the cost to put it in?
Yes.
And was there ever any discussion about maintenance and who would be responsible for maintenance?
Not to my knowledge. I don't remember that conversation.
Okay. So according to you, she's watering the fence. I mean, she's not going to be watering the fence. I guess you mean she's watering plants that are too close to the fence, or what is it she's doing wrong? Because
there are sprinklers that go on in the evenings or in the very early mornings of the hour that are adjacent to the fence that water her roses and her grass. I believe I showed you some pictures of the garden that she has that abuts. Okay.
Let's get to that. So this is the defendant's side. Where are you when you're taking this picture?
Oh, I'm on top of my garage.
Okay. So that's the defendant's side, and she has a lovely garden with some rose bushes and all kinds of stuff. And can I see whatever damage you're talking about in this picture or not in this picture?
If you go back to the other one, you can see it better, Your Honor.
Okay, so let's see.
The other photograph, I'm sorry. Okay, if you see where it says no water, there's no water on the fence there. The fence is straight and there's no termites. Now, when you move forward, if you head west, you can see where she starts to water, the fence starts to rot and becomes warped. But where the fence is not watered, before that, when you head east, there is no damage. So that part of the fence needs to be replaced. And that's what the big problem is.
This shows that the fence is warped. What picture shows that the fence is rotten? What am I looking at there?
That's termite. That's termite damage. Those boards are completely ruined. And my neighbor put some bricks there I imagine to support it. But those are completely rotten, termite-infested boards. But there's other photographs too, Your Honor, that because if you water wood becomes rotten, and termites are opportunistic and they infest rotten wood. Is from what my pest control company said. It's what they said.
Okay, can you show me where there is rotten wood? Because I'm still going through 1,000 pictures and not finding the rotten wood.
That's the other fence. If there are photographs. If you look at ones that were earlier that were sent, there is spackle that shows the extent of the damage of the termite infestation. There you are, Your Honor. There you go.
Okay, so this is what you want me to look at. Is this what I'm looking at is your side of the fence?
Yeah.
And this is you've spackled in these places.
I tried to keep the fence from falling down this season because where we live, it rains in the wintertime. and the fence it couldn't hold up anymore.
Okay. So I ask again, do you actually have
Yeah.
a picture of rotten wood that you haven't thrown spackle on so that I can see what you mean about rotten wood?
The picture that you showed with the brick is rotten wood.
Well, you said that was termite. I'm looking for water damage rotten.
It doesn't rain here for 8 months of the year, so and she waters her fence at night or in the very early morning. So I don't have a picture of her watering the fence because it's in the middle of the night.
That's not my question. What I want to see is rotten wood. I'm trying to find a picture of rotten wood. I have 100
The rotten wood was a picture you saw with the brick.
I've been through them carefully. Okay, but that
Okay.
picture you said that was, I thought you said that was termites. Are you saying that that's rotten wood, just that one
termites
plank,
and rotten
2
wood,
planks?
to my understanding, I'm not an exterminator, but termites and rotten wood go hand in hand. That's
So your
what the
suggestion
pest
is
control
that the
company said.
fence can't get wet?
The fence can get wet.
that
It
what you're
gets
saying?
wet on her sprinkler schedule.
Okay, let me hear from you, ma'am. What's going on?
I don't water the fence. I mean, the sprinklers do splash up. All the water doesn't go directly down into the ground. Some water does get on the fence. Am I watering the fence? No. But water does get on the fence. There are more there is more termite damage, which I didn't know was connected to watering. There is more in some of the pictures that I submitted of my side of the fence, which is the white painted fence. And I do agree that my neighbor maintains his fence better than I do, I guess. See, there's the fence. You can see a little bit more of the damage. That's a picture that they didn't show. When he shows his pictures, it looks like a painting. I mean, it looks so good. Right
I don't know what you mean. This
there.
white side's your side. This side looks better painted, but this is your side of the fence?
Yes.
Well, it looks better than the splotches spackling. Ms. Baruch, tell me where I'm supposed to see, other than the fact that this is 10-year-old wood. 13, 14 almost 14 years old. What exactly am I supposed to be seeing in the termite damage in these pictures?
There is definitely some termite damage. And yes, I mean, if one
Okay,
can
well,
piece
did you send the termites out there?
I did not.
Guys, I'm not seeing the damage of $6,000 to a fence. I'm just not seeing a $6,000 damage. I'm not understanding what the problem is. Did you ever talk to your neighbor and say to her, "Hey, these are facing too close to the fence. Can you turn them around? Can you make the sprinklers face the other way?"
I never knew that she was watering it.
Yeah, but did you do that before you filed a lawsuit? Because that's the basis of your lawsuit. Did you ever knock on your neighbor's door and talk about this?
Yes, I did. I explained that. I did.
And how'd it go? Tell me what you said and tell me what she said.
And I said, we need to replace the fence. And I said, but I will only split it with you if you agree not to water anywhere near the fence. And we didn't come to an agreement.
Right. Okay. What's your position, Ms. Baruch?
It's true. We did talk about it. The fence is older. It does have termite damage. I didn't feel that it was my fault. I wasn't really watering the fence. Did water get on the fence? Yes, water got on the fence.
Yeah,
but
I'm having a hard time understanding how a termite-ridden fence that is 15 years old and got wet, that's somehow some transgression on her part. You should make sure that the sprinkler heads are not facing the fence, that they're facing the plants. But I have to imagine that's what you made sure anyway. Why would you actually have them facing the fence? So the water yes, water's going to get on the fence, pal. There's nothing wrong with that. In other words, when you come to court, you have to show me that she has violated some duty of care that she has. And the best you're able to do is tell me, look how it's warped over there. That's because she waters her plants and water gets on the fence. How is that some transgression of an obligation on her part? Yeah, water's going to get on the fence. So I'm not understanding what she's doing wrong by watering her plants and water getting on the fence. That is something that the fence has to be able to withstand because it's not indoors, it's outdoors. So, yeah, after 15 years, there may be some maintenance that you guys have to do. And if you don't agree on splitting the cost, then the guy who it's really bothering does it on his own. Or you don't do it and it stops bothering you. But this, from what I am hearing, I cannot look at her and say, oh, shame on you for getting water on a fence. That's not happening. Verdict for the defendant.
May I speak, please?
Well, the judge has made her decision. She has found for the defendant in this case. Philip, you wanted to say something to the judge right at the very end. What did you want to say to
I have no comment.
What?
I have no comment.
Now. All right, I gather you don't want to talk. He says he has no comment. Good enough. Ms. Baruch, how about you? Are you going to comment?
Oh, sure, I'll comment. I mean, it's the judge knows what she's doing. I mean, I showed her pictures. He showed her pictures. That was it.
All right. Well, listen, congratulations. You're off the hook.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's see what the judges have to say. This is a really interesting case.
He didn't really prove that she has somehow uniquely trashed this fence and destroyed it or caused. It's almost 15 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, a wooden privacy fence, that's what you're going to get out of it, man. Around 15 years, roughly, right?
Right. You are allowed to use your house the way a house is normally used, and
Right.
Underground sprinklers, are permitted.
Right.
And a fence getting wet is anticipated.
Exactly.
So come on, after 15 years, don't you think that this is, there's termites?
Yeah.
Oh, termites are attracted to water. You know what else they're attracted to? Wood. They're attracted to old wood. So, how is that all of a sudden evidence that, there's something bad that she's doing? Because it's warped a little bit on that side. Tough. Put in a fence that doesn't warp,
Yeah. They need to just patch this up, or if they decide to together, come up with some kind of a...
Right, but he cannot compel her in court to do so. Right. So, if they want to work it out to be good neighbors, great. And if they don't, then great too.
Well, let's hope they
But
can.
he can't compel her in court.
Let's hope they can mend their fences.
Rochelle wants to know this. Hey, Harvey, can a restaurant or business legally charge you extra if you pay by debit or credit card? Yeah, actually, and it happens a lot where they will charge a premium, some of them will, because credit cards cost them money when it gets processed. So some will say cash only, but a lot of them know if they say cash only, a lot of people won't eat there. So usually you don't have to pay.